There was a great World War II involvement with Charleville through the American servicemen, the Australian servicemen, and the activities that were in many ways largely secret during those days. This weekend there is a celebration of the aviation component of Charleville with an event called Wings on the Warrego. So we've brought our World War II RAAF Wirraway out here to be part of that event and actually to offer adventure flights and an opportunity for the local people to fly in this incredibly iconic aircraft. The Wirraway has an incredible history. It's one of the richest of any of our aircraft. In the 1930s, an aircraft designed by North American Aviation Incorporated in the US came up with a design that the Australians took on and opened the Commonwealth Aircraft Corporation to begin building Wirraways. It was pretty obvious at that stage that we wouldn't be able to buy aircraft from either Europe or the US for any conflict that we might be involved in. So the Wirraway production began in 1939 and went through till 1946, and it was as a training airplane as well as a combat airplane, although not so great in that role because of its design. Of all the pilots that were trained during World War II on Australian soil, almost every one of them would have flown in a Wirraway. So they were then training all the way through till about 1958. So an incredible training history, an incredible history of pilots going off to war and defending our country against some fairly hefty odds, particularly in Wirraways. I've been involved in this aircraft for over 27 years now. It is the basic nature of it. It's a challenge. In fact, the word Wirraway means challenge in Aboriginal, and it is indeed one of the most challenging airplanes that people can fly. That is a challenge in itself. I enjoy that, but it's also going back to the roots of aviation. In fact, the sort of aircraft and the style of flying that I learnt in the beginning. But one of the great joys for me these days is to bring the Wirraway to places like Charleville and to air shows, and to have it in front of the Australian public so that they can connect with it, they can understand its history, and many of them have family history and personal history with Wirraways. I can also say that part of that unique, iconic nature of the aircraft is that it is one of only 3 airworthy Wirraways in all of Australia. It's also one of only 2 that you can fly in as a passenger, and the only one in Queensland doing that. So it's a joy to bring it to the public. Indeed, and taking this incredible airplane to all of these regional centres, particularly the ones who've had a rich World War II and military history, is great to make that connection. This airplane is actually based in Caboolture, and it's one of 2 airplanes belonging to Warplanes Proprietary Limited, which is a company that offers adventure flights to the public. We also do displays at air shows, low-level aerobatics. We get involved heavily in commemorative flypasts such as Anzac Day and Remembrance Day. It's part of my DNA, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I can't imagine not being able to fly.